Before we begin, I want to ask you something. Have you ever looked at your life and realized that you were not in control of it? That somewhere along the line, you lost total control. You gave away your power, not because you were weak, not because you're a bad person, or not because you're stupid, but because you didn't realize you were giving away your power, but because you were surviving. You were navigating family systems, relationships, expectations, loyalty, fear. Somewhere inside all of that, your autonomy quietly slips away. Your voice got smaller. Your instincts got louder. Your survival mode took over. But what if I told you something powerful? Your power was never gone. It was just buried under survival. And tonight, we begin taking it back.
Scorphenegle, Scorphenegle. Come make we do this Scorphenegle. We are gonna take back for real, take back for real. Flex like a phoenix, rising from the flame. Sting you like a scorpion, one. Carry my name. I sharp like an eagle. We see the trick in the game. Me integrate like a gun. Hold a fire for the lies and the shame. Come make we do this Scorphenegle. We need to break every chain. Come make we do this Scorphenegle. We are gonna take back for real. Scorphenegle, break every chain. Scorphenegle, take back for real. Come make we do this Scorphenegle. We take back for real. Ready to do this Scorphenegle and take back for real. Ready to do this Scorphenegle and broke every chain. Scorphenegle, Scorphenegle, break every chain. Scorphenegle, check back with rain.
Welcome back to Suitt Boot, standing up in truth and transformation and breaking out of trauma. I am your host, Tshai Wright. And what you just watched was not just a music video. It was a declaration that it is time to take back your reign. Because for many of us, life didn't just happen. Life happened to us. Family dynamics, childhood wounds, expectations placed on us before we ever understood ourselves. And slowly, without realizing it, we adapted. We survived. But survival and freedom are not the same. In the song you just heard, there's a line that says, take back your. Another line says, break your chains. And those words, they mean something very specific. They mean recognizing that the patterns that once protected you may now be controlling you. And the moment you see that, you begin to reclaim something powerful, your time, your voice, your choice. There's a moment in the song where I say, like a Don Gorgon. Now, in the video, you see me sitting in a red suit, hat, in full authority, like I am here today. That scene in the video, that scene represents something very important. Because the goal of transformation is not to eliminate your instincts. It is to master them. to understand when the scorpion is protecting, when the eagle gives you insight and observes, and when the phoenix gives you transformation and you transform in the fire, and when you can consciously call upon each one as you need them. Now, you reach a new state, the integrated state, the state I call Scorphenegle. That is the scorpion, the eagle, and the phoenix. I didn't always understand that for most of my life. I believed that the way I reacted to things was simply who I was. I thought I was being myself. I thought there was nothing I can do, and there was no change that could be made in that. But over time, I started noticing patterns, the same emotional dynamics, the same relationship cycles, the same survival instincts appearing over and over again. Different people, different circumstances, but the same emotional reaction, the same emotional choreography. And eventually, I realized something that changed everything. Operate through instinctive survival mode. And those instincts, they're very powerful. But if you never examine them, they start running your life. If you never examine these instincts, they just take over. You're not in control of them, they're in control of you. There's nothing wrong with feelings, there's just something wrong with it controlling you. Now, through my own experience and through studying human behavior and trauma patterns, 4 archetypal modes began to emerge for me, in my daily activities. The scorpion, the eagle, and the phoenix. And what I call the Scorphenegle. Each one represents a different stage of power, but they are not enemies. They work together. All 3 archetypes work together. They're tools in your arsenal. And the real transformation happens when you know how to use the tools. So let's say you have a garden hose. You can't use a garden hose to do a rake. You can't use a shovel to do a rake's job. You can't use a spade to do an axe's job. You need proper tools to do what you need. Now, the scorpion mode represents survival. When life stings you, when betrayal happens, when trust is broken, we try to go to our scorpion mode, where our nervous system develops instincts. It looks for protection. It's saying, hey, I need to be protected. It's not wrong. It's your guard. It's just your instincts coming up. It's designed to protect you. It's called guarded alert, defensive, ready to strike if necessary. And that's the scorpion. We all have a scorpion in us. We all have that mode in us. We all do what we need to do with the scorpion. That is a necessary mode. And there is nothing wrong with it. The scorpion is not weakness. And let's be clear on that. The scorpion is protection. And we all, human beings, we all need protection. You cannot continue to be in survival mode when you don't need protection. You're constantly scanning everywhere, looking and saying, somebody's coming after me, but nobody's coming after me. It's exhausting. So next we have eagle mode, and the eagle represents awareness, the moment when you rise above the emotional battlefield. That's your eagle mode. And you just start to observe patterns. At least I did. When I got into my ego mode, I started to really observe patterns in other people, patterns in myself. I quietly observed, because essentially human beings, they don't behave the same way. If you tell them they're being observed, what I noticed, I was like, why does this keep happening? Why do I keep attracting this dynamic? Why does certain relationship feel so familiar? It was just a question. I'm sure we ask ourselves that. The ego sees what the scorpion cannot. Perspective. So once, the ego flies in, you're seeing perspective, you're seeing pattern, your life begins to change. A lot of different things happen. You can't unsee what you've already seen. So once you're in ego mode, your awareness just starts to pop out. But awareness alone is not enough. Eventually something else must happen. So what do you do once you get the knowledge? What do you do with the knowledge? What do you do with the experiences that you learned in your ego mode? That's what happens next. It's the rebirth. It's the phoenix representation of transformation and truth. The moment when you stop reacting to your past and just take it into your own hands, you begin creating your future. The phoenix burns away old identity, old narratives, old emotional wounds. And from those ashes, new version of yourself rises. And this is not mythical. This is not in theory because I lived it. This is what I experienced. And I see people going through it every day. I see people going through it in the rough patch when they're going through divorces. That's the worst time in their lives and they're stuck in survival mode. The Scorphenegle offers something different. It offers integration because if you have survival mode, if you have awareness, and if you have rebirth, that's all great, but you have to put it together. And that's where the line in the song Do the Scorpionagle comes in, integrating like a Don Gorgon and sitting with power and authority like I am here today. That represents the Scorpionegle coming together, the cycle, the everything, the final stage. And it's not really a final stage. It's just where you put everything together and what is happening. You're making autonomous decisions. You're making your choices. This is where the scorpion, the eagle, and the phoenix come together. You no longer react automatically. You choose. You start making choices. You make informed decisions. You make informed choices. You essentially take back your ring, like it says in the song. You choose when the scorpion comes forward. You choose when your eagle observes. You choose when your feet transforms. This is the moment you begin operating with true power. I mean, it is a feeling that no one can take away from you. Because let me tell you something that took me years to understand. There was a time in my life when I thought I was strong simply because I could survive anything. Or so I thought, anyways. I could endure chaos. I could navigate difficult relationships. I can manage conflict. I thought this was just such a wonderful gift. I could adapt to whatever situation that came to me. And I felt so powerful, like I'm all that. And I can do this, I can do that, I can take it, I can handle anything. And, for a long time, like I said, I thought that meant I was powerful. One day I realized something very uncomfortable. Survival and sovereignty are not the same. They're just not the same thing. Survival means reacting to the world around you. Sovereignty means choosing how you live inside it. And when that realization hit, I started asking myself some very hard questions. Who taught me that? Who taught me that my job was to hold everything together? Who taught me that loyalty meant silence? Who taught me that strength meant enduring things that were breaking me? And when I started tracing those patterns back, I realized something very profound. Many of the instincts that were running my life, they were survival adaptations, adaptations to family systems, adaptations to childhood dynamic, adaptation to wounds that happened long before I had lineage to understand them. And that realization was both painful and liberating. Because if survival patterns were learned, they could also be unlearned. It was difficult because remember, I thought that I had the power. Now, that is the moment you begin taking your ring back, not by pretending the past didn't happen, but by recognizing that you now have the power to decide which instincts get to run your life. If the power's in your hand. You know, you can break the chains of silence, you can break the chains of the past trauma, and you can take your ring back. The scorpion can protect you, the eagle can show you pattern, and the phoenix can help you rise from the ashes. But the moment you become Scorphenegle is the moment you choose. And that is where autonomy begins. Now, what is Scorphenegle? What is it really? I mean, what does it really mean to Scorphenegle? I've been saying, oh, let's do this Scorphenegle. You heard the song, come and go to the Scorphenegle. We have to break every chain, right? Nagel doesn't mean becoming perfect. It doesn't mean becoming this wonderful person that knows exactly what to do every time. No, it just means you become intentional. It means recognizing that you already possess all the instincts you need. You already have protection, awareness, and you have the transformation. The key is learning when to call upon them. That is sovereignty. That is autonomy. That is what it means to take back your reign. Scorphenegle means this. You already have the power. You already have the tools. You just need to know when to use these tools. You don't need me to decide. I don't need to tell you what to do. I never needed anyone to tell me what to do. I already had the instincts. What you're learning here, or what I learned, is when to use those instincts and trust them. And this is how you take your ring back. Trust yourself. Trust your instincts. Trust that you know better than mommy or daddy what decisions you have to make for your life because it's your life. Nobody is going to know better than you about your life. Many people believe that empowerment is about becoming someone new and becoming something new and doing something new. But no. In reality, empowerment is about reclaiming what you were before the world told you who to be, before survival taught you how to shrink, before fear taught you to stay quiet, before loyalty taught you to sacrifice yourself. You had no fear. But you weren't trusting yourself. You weren't listening to yourself. You let other people tell you what they know better about your life than you do. Taking back your reign means recognizing that your life belongs to you, your decisions, your choices, your voice, your future. Now, season two, that is exactly what season two of Suit and Boot is going to do. We're going to help each other take back our reign. We're going to help each other break chains, because once you become aware, once your ego mode steps in, you know, you can't go back. We're going to examine the family systems. We're going to talk more about boundaries. We're going to talk about trauma bonds. We're going to talk more about mother wounds, father wounds, and, the courage it takes to really break the cycle, because I know it is difficult. This is not easy to say, hey, you're going to step out of something that you've known your entire life that has existed for generations and that people have put into you. Because breaking chains is not easy, but it is possible. And once you start breaking the chains, once you start ripping it off and taking back your reign, there's no going back. Once you start to Scorphenegle, you can't undo it. It's a lifestyle. It's a choice. It's taking yourself back. It's taking you. So if you ever found yourself wondering why do certain patterns keep repeating? Why does survival feel more familiar than freedom? Why does taking your power back sometimes feel terrifying? Because it is. It really is terrifying. It's tough. It's easier to stay in survival. Then you are exactly where you need to be. Because transformation, it begins with you. And it begins with awareness. And you have to want it. And you have to want to Scorpionate. You cannot be forced to make a lifestyle change. So, but if you're curious about what mode is currently leading your life, because for me, I thought I was in control. Are you in scorpion mode? Are you gonna sting like a scorpion? Are you have eyes as sharp like an eagle? Are you flexing like a phoenix? Are you integrating like a dawn garden? Take the Scorphenegle test at scorphenegle.com. And it's a quick 2-minute assessment. The link is also in my bio, but you can take the Scorphenegle quiz at Scorphenegle. That is Scorphenegle. Scorpion, eagle, and phoenix. Scorphenegle. So if you're ready to take back your voice, take back your autonomy, take back your reign, and that is where transformation begins. Season 2 of Suitt Boot is going to be about more transformation, more breaking out of your trauma, more Scorphenegling. And we're here for it. We're ready for it. Are you ready to Scorphenegle? I Scorphenegle. Do you? Thank you for joining me back in season 2 of Suitt Boot. And I will tell you that, season 1, we became aware, we knew what was going on. But in season 2, we are definitely going to delve deeper. We're going to do more. We're going to find out who we are. We're going to take back our reign. We're going to break every chain and take back our reign. We're going to do the Scorphenegle. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for coming along with this journey to me. Let's take back your reign. Thank you.